Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. You're probably wondering why I'm sitting in such a weird spot today, and that is because I'm doing a video today to show you how you can organize all your important papers, everything basically that kind of compiles up together in a corner on your dining room table, where you guys eat, where your family eats, where you walk in, you know, like the places where you kind of gather everything. Yeah, so I'm going to show you what I did to have a system to know where things go. The reason why I created this or came up with this on the fly one day is because basically these papers were still going in a binder into a certain area, but the problem was they were all just compiled together. So it had no system, it had no organization, it had no real purpose once it got to the binder. So when I opened the binder, it was like I needed to breathe. So I fixed it. So I literally, and it took a while because you know, I have like a lot of legal court papers, going through a divorce, so it's like I have all those together, and that's a crap ton of papers, and it's just organizing everything. You know, if you have kids, all their paperwork, animals, I mean, you can get very, very organized, and I want to show you how. There are some key essential things I think you should have to keep you organized and successful in this part of your home, and it will keep you being successful and organized if you have these things. I just started printing labels off of my computer. If you don't have a printer, don't worry, you can go to the library. You know, there's different alternatives. You don't have to go buy a printer. Just think of everything you can categorize with all your papers you have. That way you don't have to like go back another time. You can just do it all at once. And if you just sat down and spent all your time on it, it could probably be like half a day, you know. Or if you're not like as slow as me, I swear, I just had to say this. If you're a mom, could you please comment? Do you feel like you've become slower? And I feel like this is like, I feel like you guys are going to say no. You're going to feel like you've become like faster being a mom, you know, because you kind of have like go, 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 go. Not in that sense. Do you just feel like, and I'm wondering if it's just because I'm thinking about the time slipping away, or like, you know, it's like you don't have as much time anymore, because the time does go by fast. But therefore, I feel like then I'm just really, really slow. How these people do these clean with me's, and they are like 15 minutes. I'm not kidding. And this is after I speed it up too. I have like 20 minutes just in my kitchen. So I'm slow apparently. Why am I so much slower? Why am I like as slow as a turtle? I don't get it. It's very frustrating to me, clearly, as you can see. Because I'll be like, I'm just gonna get Gabe ready for bed and put him in the bath and and put him to sleep, you know? And like thinking of that in my head is like 30 minutes, and it's like 2 hours later. And I know it's probably like, it's just like, I don't know. Anyways, enough with that rant. I'm gonna show you some essentials to have first to keep you successful at being organized in this area. And these will really help you continue to do the system, because we all know that we kind of fall out sometimes, which is fine, but just make sure to catch up, you know. And that's why one of these things is important, which I'll show. But having these things kind of organizes everything. And these are the one thing to me that like frustrate me the most when they're everywhere, is papers. I hate it, and they have to be closed off and away. So this is why I'm sitting right here in a weird, and it's because it's right in my office. So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 binders that are being used for this system. I have 7 because I have one extra random one. It's just a school one. That doesn't really count, but my son gets in here, so I definitely need to get a lock because all my envelopes are disorganized now and it's driving me nuts looking at them, but that's beyond the point. So first essential thing is just get, I didn't have to buy any binders. I don't know about you guys, but not even because I'm in school. I just haven't had a bunch of binders. I don't know. So get some binders. Think about though what sections or what things you have more papers of. So you're gonna need like a couple bigger binders, smaller binders. Get a binder, okay? And these are kind of like the labor, oh my God. These labels I was talking about that you'll make. So yeah, get some binders. Like I said, I have 6. Yeah, I have 6 of them. So, and I will go through and show you in each of them how I broke, well, what each of them are, and then how I broke them up. So you can kind of get an idea, because if you're not used to doing this, or, you know, I know for sure if I were trying to do something I'm not used to doing, or, you know, want to do it and have no idea how, like, I'm not going to be able to think of anything, so I will share that with you. And then, the next one, this just happened to be right here, but it's kind of crinkled, is paper sleeves, whatever these are called, I don't know, but these come in like weird, they're gonna come in an amount that like is not gonna be enough, so I would get about, depending on how many papers you have, you're gonna put all your sections for what the, you know, in each of the binders when you open them up, and then the section is broken, the binder is broken up into more sections, will be these. So I have 6 binders, and like 2 big ones are my personal one, important information, and like the you know, divorce stuff. So you can get them really cheap on Amazon. I can link them down below, or you could do like, you could also do dividers as well if you don't have a printer. That's another suggestion if you want to go just buy like dividers where you could write on them. I'm really picky. If it doesn't look right, I'm gonna have to do it over and over and over again. I'm just really OCD about it like that. So if you're not and you can write it and you don't have a printer, that'd be a good idea, but get some of these, because, or maybe I could put, yeah, I need to switch one out. So these are just like all coupons. I was tired of having them on my fridge, so I just decided I would keep them in a folder like this. And this is what it looks like when you just open it. Just one of these, you know? So you can basically throw, because there's going to be some papers, you know, like some coupons that you want to keep, or you think you're going to use. You don't ever use like me, because you forget you have them. Not because I put them in there. I literally they're on my fridge, and it's so frustrating. So a small one, okay, and this will be for like your checks, your passports. What else do I have in here? I also had coupons in here I had before. Those are like my big paper coupons that you get in the mail that the lovely mail people give you. I also have okay, I don't know why I'm going through this with you. Just get a small little envelope thing for like, you know, your small little important things that would like fall out of like things like this. Because I did that, and this is from personal experience, it doesn't work. Okay, it's frustrating. Try to put passwords in here, and yes, they can go down to the little corner, but it's just like, it just doesn't work, right? I'm trying to make this like such a simple video, so I don't have to like edit that much, but that, you know, I'm just very like, sometimes the way I talk, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm very like, a lot of the things I say I feel like I don't make sense. So sorry in advance, but sometimes I can just babble at the same time, which is weird because that used to never be me, but apparently when you become a mother, you just don't shut up. So, these because my dad brought them to me. He seems to bring me a lot of stuff that I don't need. I wouldn't get any folders like these. You might think that they're a good idea, but they're really not, because you're just gonna have a whole bunch of little folders like these, and they only hold so much until they either rip, break. They seem like a good idea, but they're just not. Like, these are way more effective to put your money towards something like this, where you can close it. It's thick and sturdy, and it holds like different sections. When this is just holds one, it's paper, cardboard, paper, and will just rip. So don't do that. Let's get a little basket thing like this that holds little cute things for your office. You know, like the little cute, pretty stuff. You can also get like cute paper clippy thingies. And these are nice to have because you're gonna want these, or if you just want to do like paper clips, are nice to like bunch things together if something's gonna have to go together. I can just tell you that. They may not necessarily need to be stapled, but like you need something to put on them to stay together, so you know, hey, don't let these papers detach from each other. So, and then paper hole puncher. You'll need this. Just go get one. Like, you're gonna have to get it. You're not gonna want to sit there and maneuver and try and do it yourself. You have to sit and hole punch a lot of papers, because we all know they're not hole punched. So, and to put them in the binder and organize everything, it's gonna need to be hole punched. Like, number one, okay? Number two, basically, I totally did this out of order, sorry, but a stapler. You can get it really cheap on Amazon. Like I said, some things don't need to be stapled, so you can use those other clippy things, but some things do. So just get one. When I didn't have one, and like, especially for me for school, it's just like, you know, if I print something, you know, and there's more than one page, like, they have to be stapled together. Moving on. So let's get into now the actual organization of the binders and all of the important papers and things. Okay. I also forgot to show you was this. This is also important to have, is some kind of like divider organization, kind of like this. So this one isn't as like broken up, because it's just kind of like my school papers. It could be, I just don't think I ended up actually getting to it, to be honest, because it wasn't like the most important thing. You'll see my other ones. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I'm gonna kind of, if it seems choppy, it's because I don't want to show you guys like important information, but I want to show you kind of like what I'm doing. So like when I opened up this binder, I had like an important paper on top, so it'll probably be like cut off there. That's why. Basically just kept all of my dividers. Basically just kept all my dividers still, and this is just old schoolwork. And this one doesn't have a label, but I'm pretty sure it's because, yeah, it is really random. So this is why it doesn't have a label. It should probably honestly not have a binder, but so that's sturdy because of Gabe. So basically this is like my doctor bills and statements and info from appointments. I see a psychiatrist for my ADHD because she specializes in that, and my doctor you guys have ADHD, you know that some doctors, most doctors nowadays are just like, don't want to help you with it. So this is basically all the bills from her, information from her. She's freaking amazing. So it's so information and just like opened my whole world to like understanding a lot more about ADHD. So it's all information. She like sends in emails, statements she always gives me, and yeah, so that's that first half. And then the next one is all researched information for assistance. So you guys know I'm a single mother. This is basically all the time and effort I put in to see if there's any help out there for me, like scholarships to kind of help me and Gabe is all right here. And then like it's so random, like I said, workout ideas and meal ideas. Okay, so next is my like rental binder. So I have it labeled apartment rental papers and docs. So documents, when I open it, I have it here. They're on the internet where I live. So basically this is like I said, from my previous apartment and this one, it's still the same place, just different units. I have all in here in like sleeves, and basically I'll show you back here, like, you know, things, kind of like important things, you know, when you sign everything and they give you all the like rules and regulation papers and stuff. Like this is kind of all things you should have. This is kind of like all the things you should have in here to like reference to, you know. All right, and then this is my personal important documents. So this is mine and Gabriel's. Me and him have our own section of like our birth certificate, social security cards. I turn that around because, you know, so basically like this right here, you know, I told you, obviously you won't keep up with it all the time. However, every week or so, I would come back to it and make sure that you go through this and just like put it through in here, you know. I think a couple of these where I wasn't quite sure, I was still sorting through. Once I finished this, like, that's a picture of me and Gabe. I just didn't know where to put it because I don't have a frame for it yet. These are extra sleeves I have. So these are just like important papers I have. I think these are bills or like previous bill statements I was trying to put here that I had in that like little blue sliding envelope, just to make more room in there because they were past bills, so I don't need the statements anymore, so just keep them in here would be nice. So here is basically all my documents for the VA and like letters I get from them because my dad was in the Navy for 20 plus years. Benefit towards like helping my school, so they send me like letters and documents and stuff I'll just put in here. So this is all my documents for like food stamps that me and Gabriel get, and information they send you, and all just like anything in the mail. And then these are checked documents for daycare and other checks. So these are checks that I wrote to people and I actually took a picture of. So these are basically like childcare proof payments for, you know, divorce, exciting stuff. And basically like any like childcare applications or anything that could help me with childcare in any way, or just like random things with childcare, I guess. even though they're all still in there. And then just like, and then there's the checks I write to people, and then I just either take a picture and print it to make sure I have my own documentation for it before they have it. Then yes, this is the healthcare organ information and documents, so like the medical for me and Gabe, all the million papers they send me over and over again. This is Flex's vet documents and records, so anytime he goes to the vet, his checkups, anything, emergency, whatever, all goes in here. And mortgage, this is my mortgage documents and papers and statements, because I'm still attached to my home. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. So yeah, so I still get those statements. Why? I don't know why it doesn't get sent to the home, because he doesn't fix that. I don't know why. But you know, I don't have the home. It's not in my possession, so it's not my, you know. So I still get statements, but I keep them anyways, because my name's attached to a very large debt with that. So keep that. Gabe's documents is just his birth certificate, like his footprints when he was born. What else? Where it says he's a baby boy, his baby shower thing. That's random, but you know, he was born too, or in here. Then I have mine. All the same stuff, except not when I was born. Not those papers. So these are my car documents and insurance documents. Basically my insurance information, everything they send me with my policy, and with the people, and then the credit union I go through for my car payment, all the information they gave me as well. And then, it's hard to add because there's information on that side. Tax information, everything related to taxes, all that stuff. That was a piece of food. Thank you, Gabriel. So yeah, that's it for this binder. So this is like the important me and Gabriel binder. And then this binder is obviously unnecessary if you are not going through a divorce or haven't gone through a divorce. But if you have, and you have all your papers everywhere, I highly suggest doing this, because as we all know, who's been through it, there is a lot of papers, as this is my biggest binder. Yep. There is a lot of like copy stuff in here from me having to send to people, but I just don't want to throw it away. Yeah, so the first thing is everything related to child support documents. So anything I get sent in the mail through the state for Gabe's child support documents, anything and such, which is a lot, gets put in this section. And then this is where my divorce decree is, and the actual court paper documents. So like anything I've ever filled out, like, you know, when you go into like go ex parte or something, like all those documents are in this section, as well as the actual seal of a deal divorce decree. And then there's the important documents and information for documentation. All like the checks he's written me before like the state took over. Basically like random kind of things, but are pertain to like him doing something, or you know, like him changing, for example, the life insurance. But that's when we were still married, so they like notify you, but they don't tell you who. So that's kind of like information I put here. It's important, but like wouldn't go anywhere else. I also have in here like the final thing my lawyer sent me. Breakdown of each section of my divorce decree. So this is just basically all email, not all, but email conversations between me and my ex. Not recently, obviously, almost a year ago, actually. So just anything important or information I feel that, you know, needs to be like documented, or just instead of just like saving it or thinking about it, having it, and then just like trying to remember it later, just printing it out and putting it in here is what I try to do. And that's it for that binder. So those are the 6 binders that are divided that I wanted to show you how I organize them and keep all my important papers and everything together and in a certain manner that they're not lost or in a big pile, but that they're like, you know, organized in a certain way that they're important, basically. Doesn't leave you with like a big pile of papers at the end of the day. An endless pile of papers at the end of the day, month, year, I don't know, you know. So I hope this helped give you some motivation to tackle your big pile of papers or area, office space that is basically looking like mine was before this. You know, a way to organize it all, because I know it can be overwhelming on how to basically tackle all those papers, because trust me, it is overwhelming having to go through all those and sort them out. So make sure you have some space and time to basically sort through them, and then just start printing off the labels or getting your dividers and writing each section, and then labeling the binders, and then hole punching those papers after you made the stacks after separating your big messy pile. And soon enough it'll be organized before you know it. Obviously it doesn't stay perfect forever. I still have a couple papers, you know, we're all human, in a corner here until I can get to it, you know. But it's like once they go away and in their area that they're supposed to be in the right binder, I feel so much better. And it's like papers are like, I feel like the worst feeling of, you know, because the mail is not always the greatest mail. You know, I hate mail. Mail's not fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized